Or I might ask you, is it equivalence relation? Is it partial order relations, and so on. So you need to be able to recognize it. Yes?
If you're asking if it's an equivalence relation and it's not, we only need to show that one part of them is...
True.
Right.
So, because that's what it is.
Like all three of them.
No, you only just one.
No. So being equivalence relation is conjunction. To deny a conjunction, you just need to show that one of them is false. Do you agree? But they did maybe just luxury solution. So what? Is R reflexive and so on? So that's the question. Here is the one that might be on your quiz. And that's what I want you to emphasize. If you remember last time when we met on Monday, I showed you this one on the board when we talked about how to define integers as pair of numbers like differences and equivalence relation. For equivalence relation, I like to ask very often, what are the equivalence classes? And or what is equivalence class of certain element. For example, what is equivalence class in this relation of 1, 3? So 1, 3 is one of the pairs, and the equation in relation is defined AB SCD is equivalent to A plus D equals B plus C. So how would you describe all the elements in the equivalence class of 1, 3? First, you need to know what is equivalence class. All elements that are related to 1, 2. Do you agree? So say the following. All right, so let me call them XY or CD. So 1, 3 is SCD is equivalent to what? By definition, I just applied definition. What does it mean? Add numbers outside. D plus 1 equals what? C plus 3. Or, this is pure algebra, D equals C plus 2. So how would I describe it then? So it's all of the pairs CD such that D equals C plus 2. Or I can describe it as what? All the pairs that look C, and what can I write for D? C plus 2, where C is in Z. So here is the class. So who's in there? Put whatever you want on the first component and 2 more on the second. So by the way, who's there? 1, 3, 2, 4, 5, 7, negative 9, and negative 7. So generally, this describes. So this is just how do you describe an equivalence class. So be able to describe equivalence class and maybe to describe all the equivalence classes. So something about that section when we talk about partition relations and all that. Problem number 8, you recognize that one? Oh, is that module is the same as from the quiz, I think.
Yes, it is.
And the problem might be, yeah. So find the remainder, and then what is the inverse, and that's it. What will you have? So there are 2 more problems that you will have. Oh, by the way, they had, in that time, the class was 1 hour and 20 minutes. So you will have all the time, 1 hour and 15 minutes. So what are 2 extra problems that you will have? One problem will be the coding. So you will have that coding that I just did problem like this. So I coded with certain something. You need to decode it to find decoder. And one will be partial orders, like what we did today. I'll ask you, is it partial? Show this partial order. What's minimal elements? What's smallest? Or something like that. Is that clear to everybody? Yes.
I'm not sure how many decoding problems there are in the textbook, but assuming that there aren't many, would you mind posting some examples of that for practice?
Generally, here is the simple, just put any, you can make it yourself, I don't mind. But generally, just put anything P times Q, and P and Q are primes. And then put any number, so P and Q, let's say 77. 7 times 11 is 77. And then you say, number was raised to power whatever is relatively prime with 16. So let's say with 13, and I got 12, modulo 77, decode. That's, and then just change P and Q. And then if you, and I can generate 20 of them easily. It might be a better way, just look in the EBS book. They have a few examples there and a few homework problems. But as I said, I can post more. But that's why I didn't include more in the homework. Once you do one, they're all others the same. So just change P and Q and repeat the same problem. But I'll do 4 or 5. So that you feel like, yeah. And I'll do it when? Today is Wednesday, let's say, before the weekend, by the end of the day on Friday. Yes?
The take-home quiz is due on Monday.
Yes. So that's like part of preparation for the exam. So I don't think that's hurting your prep for the exam.